July 2008 and Weston-super-Mare's famous Grand Pier is on fire. Millions watch in shock as the much-loved pavilion is reduced to a smouldering tangle of metal. But today, against all the odds, the owners have crazy ambitions, not just for spectacular new attractions, but to reopen in just 6 months.
The fire happened under our watch, and it's a huge feeling of responsibility. It's just not an option. You know, we've got to do whatever it takes.
But with such a tight deadline, spiralling costs and some of the plans still on the drawing board, Kerry Michael is facing a race against time to get the pier finished by the lucrative summer season. The skeleton of the new pavilion is taking shape. At last we can get a sense of what's going to be put inside.
Funhouse is in there with another ride called Psychedelia next to it. Above us, the whole width of the building, the go-kart track. That big arm is Robo Coaster, which is a big robotic arm that carries 2 people and sort of messes them up.
The rides are being made by a firm in Gloucestershire. For Gravitron in Stroud, it's an important contract.
This is fabrication of the seats, of the carriages for the ghost train. Once that's ready, and hopefully looks a bit like that.
The ghost train is such a traditional part of it, isn't it?
Gotta be done.
It's got to be done. This is an impression of the finished pavilion, packed with attractions. A huge go-kart track spans the back of the building. It's being made here along with the carts.
We run them at different speeds. So if you've got young children on there, you can run them at a child's speed.
The company have doubled their workforce to meet the order. The workshop is rammed with colourful trains and half-finished fun houses.
This has a motor in the bottom, and as you stand on it, it spins you around. You know, it's just one of the tricks. There's actually 36 tricks going into the crazy house itself.
Tricks and ideas were gathered by Kerry and the design team. They had the hard task of visiting rides around the world to get inspiration.
So we pinched a little bit from everywhere and then came back and built our own, or designed our own.
Excellent. So there'll be nothing like this anywhere else in the world?
No, this will be unique.
The jewel in the crown for the new Grand Pier is supposed to be a 91-metre tower, designed to be seen from the motorway and miles around. But there's a big problem. The Italian company who were contracted to build the tower have pulled out at the last minute.
Right now, I can't tell you hand on heart that the tower is going to meet the deadline. We've been let down by the original manufacturer, and right at the death, they've said that they can't meet the time scale. So
they've really dropped you in it.
They've dropped us in it, yeah.
The tower's foundations sit and wait in the sand. But for Kerry, a pavilion without the showpiece tower isn't an option. Back at Gravitron, he's got some news.
We found another supplier who thinks that they might be able to deliver. And they're Swiss, and they're coming in on Monday at 12. If we don't push the button Monday, then...
Well, time's slipping all the time. Yeah.
We're not going to have it for next summer at all.
A few days later, Kerry makes the difficult decision to delay his dream of an observation tower until next year. But he remains determined that the tower will eventually be built.
We've promised to build one, and we're going to do our best to fulfill that promise.